1,500 from Kenya to Qatar. And as we speak, I want to say because of your effort, right now we have a recruiter or employer from Germany who has come here to look for doctors, to look for nurses, to look for people to work in hospitality.
Are you assisting him?
Yes, we are doing.
Very good.
Yes, so I can say that if anybody has got the right qualification for those professions and has got a B1, which is the language required by Germans, we can get in touch with us, we can assist. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Benjamin. Maybe let me listen to this lady, the final person here.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Caroline Njoki Murogo. My agency is Consult Center Limited. I managed to successfully deliver an order for teachers to Baltimore City sometime in July this year. And then just this week, my partners will be around for interviews for another probably 200 candidates who are ready, and subsequently got another order for about 2,500. So I'm looking at 5 years of delivering about 500 in every year. Thank you.
Are these real numbers, Njoki, or?
They are real numbers.
Real people?
Real people.
Real Kenyans.
Ms. Njogu is aware that they have authenticated the order.
You know, there is a spirit of Thomas in Kenya nowadays.
I know, it's real. It's real.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So, from the numbers, I think Alfred has told us in the last 2 years, 218,000 Kenyans have gotten different jobs in different parts of the world. We have here men and women who have facilitated as recruitment agencies. The Ministry of Diaspora is here. They have worked with them to confirm and to make sure that Kenyans who are leaving Kenya to go and work elsewhere have the requisite government support, and if there is trouble, we can always find them to come back home. Let me go to another space. Digital jobs. As you're all aware, we have a program running under the Ajira framework. We have also the Jitume arrangement, and we have a whole plan around digital jobs. I want somebody from that space on digital jobs to give us the numbers. Do I have anybody here? Yes, tell us your name and where you work.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Kiria John. I'm here to represent my PS, Engineer John Tanui, but I head the Division of E-Commerce and Entrepreneurship at the Ministry. So, Your Excellency, in our program...
How many Kenyans have you trained on digital skills or to work?
So far, Your Excellency, we have skilled over 693,000 Kenyans in our 272 digital hubs that we have set up. And we target to set up 1,450 digital hubs across the entire country.
Are those the ones, one in every ward?
One in every ward.
Okay.
And we have, apart from just skilling them, we have also been able to facilitate job linkages of 182,000 of these skilled Kenyans. And apart from that, we are also undertaking a sensitization program, and that's where my PS and the CS and also the Prime Cabinet Secretary were in Kakamega County to doing a town hall like this one to also sensitize the youth of the available opportunities in the digital job space. So we are also creating the awareness and how they can benefit.
Okay, so within the 270 different hubs around Kenya that exist today,
yes,
even as we work with members of parliament and others to bring on board another 1,200 to make it 1,450 in different parts of Kenya, right?
Yes, Your Excellency.
So at the moment, you say we have 182
2,000 already doing jobs and earning from those jobs.
I was, for example, in one of our TVETs, and there were many young people who were already monetizing their talent. They were already working on the digital. Does that include those kind of people?
Exactly, Your Excellency. Because at these hubs, we are also not just training them and skilling them, but actually they are doing the actual work itself and earning from digital jobs online and getting paid. So they are going to these hubs, and apart from getting the skills, they are also earning from this from the online work they undertake in these hubs.
How many computers have we distributed in these different ICT hubs across the country?
Your Excellency, so far we have distributed 19,693 computers in all these hubs.
And what is the plan going forward?
So the plan going forward, Your Excellency, is to set up the 1,450, to equip them and be able to skill at least 1 million youths and above.
So the target is to move from the 180,000 currently who are engaged at different levels.
Yes, Your
and
Excellency.
earning and monetizing their talent and their skills using the digital space.
Yes, Your Excellency. And also to add on that,
you want to scale that from 180,000 to a million?
To a million, with all the hubs once we have already completed.
With the ICT hubs?
Yes, and also it's good to note, Your Excellency, that through also your leadership, we have been able to engage the OTTs, and now they are monetizing the content that these youth are also generating. So they are earning.
Many of these people don't know what OTT is. Can you just simplify it a bit?
Yes, Your Excellency, these are the TikTok, the YouTube, Facebook. So we have been able to negotiate better rates for Kenya as a country. And actually, if you look, relatively to also the other countries, the Kenyan content providers are getting paid better by these OTTs through your leadership.
I remember you people forced me to talk to people in T-shirts, and I had to, and to get them to allow us to monetize the space and to allow our content creators to be paid.
Your Excellency.
Because
Your Excellency.
I think Kenya is the fourth country in Africa to be allowed to monetize content.
Exactly.
The other countries don't.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe I'll ask Madam Moria, the PS for TVET. You are aware of what is going on in our TVET. Can you say something about that space with digital jobs?
Yes, thank you, Your Excellency. In addition to what he has already said, we have already trained 600 trainers across the country who are now able to train our young people either within our institutions, and Your Excellency, we have 126 TVET institutions with the devices between 50 and 100. And we have been able to train the numbers, some of them in the TVET institutions, but Your Excellency, to be able to make sure that space is moving, our biggest responsibility has been to ensure that we are training the trainers at the Kenya School of TVET, and we already have 600 of them across the country, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Let me go to another space. I think this is, we're talking about the space around labor mobility. People going to work abroad, as Alfred and Rosalyn have said. We are talking about digital jobs, people working in our ICT hubs. Many people have been asking me, why am I so passionate about ICT hubs? Because it unlocks huge potential. It gives our young people an opportunity to work. I have met many of them in TVET institutions, in other different ICT hubs. And at the moment, we have a program where we are working with Kenya Power to deliver internet to as many places in Kenya as possible, so that progressively we can unlock that unlock that potential. And that is going to turn around. Because again, I said, for us to be able to create jobs, we have to be intentional. We cannot just assume that jobs will arrive. We have to know ICT hubs, deliver internet, have trainers, have TOTs, train more young people, provide computers. And that's exactly what the gentleman from our Department of ICT has said. Let me move to another space. The space around industry and manufacturing. I think P.S. Abubakar is here. What is the space around, why are we negotiating, for example, a new agreement with America on matters to do with textile? Why are we doing more special economic zones? What are the numbers like?
Thank you, Your Excellency. I think, Your Excellency, your strategic shift or your strategic intent in all this is, first is to subsidize production, 2 is to incentivize value addition, 3 is to expand the market, and 4 is to de-risk private investment. So what we're doing in terms of the market access, we are expanding our market access from the US. Now we have an economic partnership agreement with UK. Now we also have an economic partnership agreement with the European Union, so that we can have a lot of market access for our products. And one of the products which we have a competitive advantage in exporting is in the textile space. So, Your Excellency, in your special economic zones and extra processing zone program, where people can produce competitively to access this market, we've been able to create 10,000 jobs in that space, mostly in the area of textile and apparels.
Okay. So let me allow now, just sit, Bakar. I want the people from the business process outsourcing. I remember I went to Samasos up on Mombasa Road. I remember earlier this year, I went to Tatu City with CCI. They now have 6,000 people working for different companies out of Ruiru, here in Ruiru. What is going on in that space around the BPO, Madam?
I appreciate that. My name is Anpisa Lola. I'm with SAMA, and if I'm just to paint a picture in the BPO industry, I'm going to talk in terms of numbers just to show how big this industry is and why it's important for us to literally focus, especially when it comes to creating jobs for the youth. So SAMA is a BPO. In Kenya alone, we have to the tunes of 3,500 employees. And this is full-time job, benefits, medical cover, all that. And we have not even scratched the surface. Okay? Now, when you look at how big this industry is, this industry last year alone was a 1 trillion USD industry. Okay? That's globally. Now, bringing that down to the amount of jobs that are created, India developed, I think for anybody who's read about BPO, India developed its middle class through BPOs. Today, India has 4.5 million jobs in the BPO industry. Philippines has 1.1 million jobs. Your Excellency just talked about the 1 million graduates that we are churning out every year. And from an industry expert, I'll tell you, Kenya delivers quality job than India and Philippines. Now, a lot of things are working well for Kenya. Easy, I literally quoted your word like old laws trying to tackle new challenges, and we appreciate the progress that you're doing in the BPO industry, because today, when you look at Kenya, the BPO industry right now is heavy on English. I mean, North America accounts for 41%. I challenge anyone here that Kenyans have better English than the other regions I spoke about. Yeah? Now, you look at our education system is stronger. You look at the work the ICT ministry and the leadership of PS Tanu is doing in terms of internet, stronger than any other place. We are seeing these clients wanting to outsource to Kenya. And Kenya is not cheap compared to the other. I just want to demystify that. There's been a question on Kenya is cheaper. We are actually more expensive than those other regions, but the clients are preferring Kenya because they are getting quality work from Kenya. Okay. Now, today when you look at this sector, summer alone we are at 51% women, 49% men, and our focus is on AI. You look at AI alone, AI is looking at 826 billion in the next 6 years. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm a strong believer of Africa deserves a seat at this table. Yeah? Kenya deserves a seat at this table because anybody who knows AI knows about AI bias. If you don't train it, it talks about what it thinks. I think I'm seeing you nodding, because there are movies you hear somebody who's talking Swahili and they're literally talking a different language. That is not Swahili. That is not what you want AI to do. Yeah? So, Your Excellency, I think just in conclusion, is just appreciating the initiatives around defining this space and defining a space in such a way that it's both good for the workers, because, defines what is the criteria, what is the wage, what is all that around, but then also attracting more investments in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, our focus is in that space. The reason why we are spending 10 billion shillings to expand our internet connection is because people like Sama require very strong internet, because most of the time their workers work for clients outside Kenya. Number two is to make sure that the legislation does not impede companies that want to invest in Kenya in the BPO business. It is the reason why this year, as I told you, in Ruiru, at Tatu City, we managed to get CCI to invest, and now they are hiring 6,000 Kenyans. They have given us a horizon of 50,000 if we do certain things in that space. And among the things that we are doing in that space is to straighten the law. Part of what I'll be doing this week, part of what we will be doing going forward, is to align the law with the realities of the job market. It is not fashionable anymore that you go to work in an office in a tie. If you look at the people working at BPOs, they go there in a t-shirt. And you must not necessarily have all these other stories. So there is a way that we have to re-engineer our job space so that it is responsive to the requirements of the job market at the moment. So again, it goes to being deliberate and being intentional. These jobs cannot happen. They have to be made to happen. And I know I'm going to have a lot of problems with employers when I sign the law on Wednesday, because people don't want anything changed. They want everything to stay the way things have been forever. But we have to change. We have to move things. We have to move them in. I think we have looked at the 4 spaces that I had in point. Let me allow another 3 or 4, maybe I'll start here. One person from here. This good man with a good beard.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Joseph Kasikoe, founder member of Jabali Africa, Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter, producer, and also I'm a voting member. So I want to go back to the music thing. I know you say you're talking about jobs, but the musicians are going to kill me if I come out of this space without mentioning that to the recruiters who are asking, who are doing the job thing. Music is a job too. Creative industry has a lot of jobs. So, and those can be exported too internationally. I'm an artist that has been eating from touring the world, and with our cultural attaches in our embassies, you can touch base with these festivals. Also in sports, you know, we are world beaters, and there's a lot of meetings all over the world. That's also a job. There's talent managers. There's a lot of sections in the creative economy that we can find jobs in. So I didn't want to just get out of here without asking something to do with music and sports. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my friend. Can I pick up one person? Yes, madam. I think you've had your hand raised for a while.
Thank you, Excellency. My name is Virginia Joki, Director for Satma Technologies Company Limited, and I'm also the Secretary General for Kenya Association for Private Employment Agencies, whereby we have 357 members, directors who does recruitment. Allow me to go to FADS. Mine is a request to the government. Mine is a request to the government. There's a discussion we've been having with our CS diaspora, our PS, Madam Rosaline. And allow me to speak on behalf of her and the directors who are here. There was a FAD. We have been following up and requesting if the directors can be supported through the ministry. We normally travel a lot for expos. And you'll find so many directors losing an opportunity to go showcase the CVs they have, the data they can present to their partners the other side. But because of we are not able to pay the pavilions the other side, we are not able to pay for some new facilitation here and there, we would like maybe the government can consider and put aside a fund for us so that we can be showcasing all over the world. And second, for the BLAs that are going to be signed, for skilled work, I would request if the ministry, through your support, if we can be able to have expos, for example, the Serbia, it's supposed to be signed. There's a way we can even have those expos before even the BLAs so that we can market ourselves through the diaspora. Thank you.
Okay. Rosaline, I think that's a good suggestion. So long as you pay your own tickets, right? Yeah, and your own accommodation. So just the pavilion. Okay. So I think let's see how we can support these good people. I think setting up a pavilion for them, they will travel at their own cost. They will go and market the country at their own cost. I think it's a good thing. All right. Let me. I don't know. I think okay. Let me be biased. Let's give it to the lady again.
Asante sana, my president. Kwa majina naitwa Esther Mwangi kutoka Makadara Viwadani, kijiji ya Rugarunga. Nitafanya tofauti, nitaongea kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Endelea. Asante. Mimi ni mama mboga, mmoja mwenye anafanya kazi kubwa tupate hii serikali. Niko na furaha siku ya leo kupata nafasi ya kuongea na wewe Mr. President. Nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu ni kwa neema yake. Nakushukuru sana na serikali yako Mr. President kwa sababu ya hii nafasi ya kazi. Vijana wetu wamepata kazi na kwa hii kazi ya majuu. Lakini swali yangu siku ya leo, mimi kama mama mboga na wengine tuko huko nje, na wengine wenye tumefikisha miaka 46 kwenda juu, hatukupata hii kazi mtahani, na tuja benefit na pesa ya uzee kwa sababu tuko hapo katikati. Sisi wa mama mboga wenye tulifanya kazi kubwa kupata hii serikali, wengine wetu tukaacha boma zetu zikaharibika kama yangu kwa sababu wazee walikuwa wakipigania pande nyingine tofauti. Tulikuwa na shida, mzee wangu alikuwa kwa mrengo mwingine, mimi nilikuwa kwa huu mrengo, na ninashukuru Mungu. Swali yangu siku ya leo, Mr. President, nikiwa nimesimama kwa hii congregation, nauliza aje. Mimi mtu akona 46, mama mboga, sijapata kazi kwa vijana, sijabenefiti kwa pesa ya uzee, sijaenda majuu, niko wapi kwa hii kazi? Watoto wangu, ukikumbuka wakati ya siasa pale Karen, nilikuambia shosho yangu hakusoma, mama yangu hakusoma, mimi sikusoma. Bado niko huku. Mr. President, najifunia kuwa kwa hii serikali. Na nakupenda sana kama president wangu, mwenye nilipiga magoti sana nikaombea. Sisi mama boga tuko wapi?
Aya.
Tulipoteza familia, tulipoteza mabwana.
Nitakujibu. Asante. Asante sana. Esther. Asante sana Esther. Asante sana Esther. Asante sana Esther. Nitakwambia wewe kama mama mboga mambo matano. Si ndio? Kwa sababu wewe uko na mtoto. Si ndio? Si uko na watoto? Umebarikiwa na Mungu, uko na watoto. So kama wewe hujapata kazi, ujipange ndio mtoto wako tupangane na yeye apate kazi. Sinema hiyo? Mtu wako hapo utapangana na yeye. Ako hapo. That is number 1. Number 2, unajua tulikubaliana ya kwamba mama mboga pia atafanya kazi mahali kuna heshima. Tutahakikisha tutajenga soko. Tuhakikisha kwamba kina mama mboga wanafanya kazi. As I talk to you, nikiongea na wewe, tunajenga saa hizi soko 200 Kenya ya kina mama mboga. And most of them are actually in the process of completion. In fact, nitauliza governor wa Nairobi, kwa sababu si unatoka Nairobi? Nitauliza governor wa Nairobi aniambie mahali tuko kwa hiyo mpango yetu ya soko. Ngoja kidogo Senator, Governor Sakaja, just you know, so number 1. So wewe uko hapo utafanya kazi mahali kuna heshima. Number 3, katika mpango yetu ya afya, mama mboga hakuwa kwa mpango ya afya kwa sababu NHIF ilikuwa ni number 1 watu wenye wanafanya kazi, number 2 watu wenye wako na uwezo. Lakini sasa kwa hii mpango ambayo tuko nayo ya Taifa Care, wewe Esther sasa uko na nafasi ya kuwa na bima ya afya as a person. Hii Taifa Care ina recognize mama mboga, na kwamba wewe pia sasa utakuwa na nafasi ya kuwa na bima ya afya. Utaenda hospitali, mtoto wako atatibiwa na hakuna malipo yoyote utalipa. Hiyo ni number 3. Sawa sawa? Number 4, najaribu kupanga mahali huko kwa hii mpango hii. Number 4, pale katika mpango ya housing, kwa sababu umeniambia mahali unaishi, si ndio? Pale kwa muda mrefu nyumba haina maji, nyumba haina choo, hakuna stima, hakuna barabara. Katika mpango yetu ya affordable housing, na umesikia ule jamaa wa affordable housing aliongea hapa. Did somebody speak about affordable housing here? No, we're going to talk about it. I know there is somebody from affordable housing. Sasa wewe kama mama mboga uko na nafasi ukijiandikisha kwa boma yangu. Sasa wewe utakuwa na nafasi ya kuwa home owner. Hapo nyuma ilikuwa ili upate nyumba lazima uwe tayari kulipa 20,000, 30,000, 50,000. Lakini kwa hii Nairobi, sasa utapata nafasi ya kuwa mwenye nyumba na kati ya shilingi 3,000 ama shilingi 5,000 yenye utalipa kila mwezi under our affordable housing program. Kwa sababu tumesema we want to make home ownership, dignify our people with home ownership. Now, mama mboga kama wewe anaweza kuwa na nyumba yake, sio ya kukodesha, nyumba yake ambaye ataishi kwa kulipa pesa kidogo. So these are some of the things we are doing to make sure that we cover everybody. Yeah. So those are among the things I can tell you as we go forward. We have, I'm told it is going to 9. We have only 5 minutes of this. Let me take a question from that young man. And just one question, eh?
Yeah.
And then this side, one question. Yeah, this young man, okay?
Good
Yes.
evening. My name is Peter Ogutu, a student at the Technical University of Kenya.
Yes,
I have a question to you, Mr. President. Recently, we witnessed a move by the Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Alfred Mutua, where he facilitated the exportation of Kenyan skilled energetic labor to external markets for job opportunities. A good move that we appreciate, but doesn't that move leave the Kenyan economy at a bad place with the deprived skilled labor and or stressed skilled labor that cannot meet its potential? A good example is the medical sector, where we have fewer doctors attending to numerous patients, yet these doctors and nurses still form part and parcel of the skilled labor that are being exported to external market for employment. Thank you.
Alfred, do you want to answer that question? It's a very good question from Mr. Ogutu.
The reality is that we are producing more people than we need in the job market. For example, when you look at doctors and nurses, it is not that we do not have enough doctors or nurses being produced. Yes, the numbers are not where we are in terms of United Nations numbers, WHO, of the number per people. It's that we do not have the capacity at this time to absorb all of them. So I see where you're coming up with your point. But I also want to change the mentality where we think that there is what people are thinking of brain drain. What is happening is this. You have, for example, the ICT sector, a huge number of people that are ready to work, that even if we sent away 100,000 people in ICT, we would still leave this country with so many other people, 500,000, who are still looking for employment. So that thinking that if we're sending people away, we are depriving our country, is not really accurate, because we have more people out of work who can go and work overseas without depriving our Kenyan local market. In our labor studies, we have not seen any cry by any industry saying that they are lacking people because people have left the country. We are producing people in TVETs, producing people in the universities, so we have a bulge of employment, Your Excellency.
Okay, can you address, there is also one question, Alfred, that people continue to say, are we going through a brain drain? Are we exporting our brain power? Or does it eventually amount to a brain gain? Can you explain that?
What usually happens is this. If you look at the countries that have really developed very fast, you look at, for example, the example of Singapore, China, Malaysia, Indonesia. What they did, these tech economies, was to ensure that their people who went and worked overseas came back home. We're calling this labor mobility because when you're going to work, it doesn't mean that you're going forever. You're going to work for 2-3 years and come back. What we have realized is that when you go overseas, you're able to gain skills. When His Excellency was in Germany, we are talking about Kenyans going to work to produce the German vehicles. So you go to Germany as an engineer, you produce the vehicles for 2 to 3 years, then you come back home. What happens? You're bringing back new talent. Kenya is actually getting brain gain. You're bringing new ways of doing things. When you talk to the construction industry, for example, construction industry are now looking for people who have worked overseas. If you are a plumber, if you are a mason, if you are an interior designer, and you have worked in Dubai, the big companies working in Kenya want to employ you because your skills are a bit higher than the market, than the population in Kenya that is competing with you for the job market, because you have gained new skills. When you go to the UK as a nurse, you go to the US as a doctor, and you gain new skills in those hospitals that you're working in the US or in Italy and other places. When you come back, you're hot cake because of the brain gain.
Thank you very much. And I think just to buttress that point is that, you know, the people going out, they are going out for short contracts. This is 3 years, maybe 5 years. After that 5 years, they come back home. And when they come back home home with added skills. They have gained experience. They have worked in a different market. And they, most of the time, you find that they have improved on their skills. So it may look like brain drain, but eventually it becomes brain gain. That's what Alfred is saying. So,
Your Excellency, thank you. My name is Felix Chege. I run a company called Resources Africa. First, I'd start by commending your efforts on making the African Free Continual Trade Area work. I have been one of the beneficiaries of it. Being a beneficiary will mean that we got appointed by the AFCFTA Secretariat as a trading company on behalf of Kenya. And what we've been doing is that we've been supporting aggregation exercises for export. And as late as a few weeks ago, we launched a Trade Connect initiative, an initiative that looks at shipping 1,000 containers over a period of 12 months to 5 African countries. And we've seen a lot of support from financial institutions in structuring of trade finance elements or instruments that are meant to promote inter-Africa trade in terms of aggregation. And at the same time, we've been able to do market development campaigns to be able to promote African or Kenyan manufactured products across the continent. Our main ask is investment more in market development campaigns. We have a lot of African countries that don't know what we actually manufacture as a country, and we've realized that this information is really important when it comes to providing an alternative of the products that we can ship to the export market within the African context. Other than that is using the products themselves as a collateral for transactions. We've been able to work around an aspect of how can we get our manufacturers to use the products that they manufacture as a collateral and go to the export market. We're looking at, or our ask could be, how can we use the credit guarantee scheme that you have already initiated to convert it to be an export guarantee line that can be used by our manufacturers to be able to guarantee them payments after they ship their products. Other than that, I thank you for really looking into the protocol on youth and women in trade, and we've leveraged on that to be able to access a lot in terms of just opening doors at the Secretariat. I'm a 27-year-old, and I'm privileged to be among the people who represent this country as Secretariat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chege.
Just Chege.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chege, for what you have said. I think you put it so well that you've given me some homework to do on some aspects, and I will take back the homework and see what we can do better. But congratulations on what you're doing on behalf of many young people in Kenya, taking advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. It's a market of 1.4 billion people, and Kenya needs to move full speed and take its space and place in that market so that we can better leverage the market infrastructure that exists in the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to benefit our own enterprises and our own people. Good people, it's It's 9 p.m. and I am told it has to stop. I know many people would have wanted to, but as you are aware, this has become now our way of transacting. So there will be another occasion for us to go through this again. Let me congratulate all of you. Thank you very much for taking time. I know all of us are busy people, for taking time to ask your questions, to seek the intervention, clarification. Thank you very much to all the teams that have participated here this evening, and my very best wishes as we work together towards creating opportunities for young people, for our nation. It will take effort, it will take collaboration. I know Sakaja was supposed to tell us something at the corner. Sakaja, do you want to say anything, or I can leave it there for now? Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great evening. Asante.
A round of applause for His Excellency as we stand. Thank you very much, Mr. President. At this point, we will request that we remain standing as His Excellency will leave at his own pleasure. Thank you very much once again, Your Excellency, for that great delivery. Thank you, sir.
The Public Service Superannuation Fund (PSSF), established under the Public Service Superannuation Scheme Act of 2012, is a defined contributory scheme designed to serve dedicated civil servants, teachers and discipline services personnel. Since inception on January 1st, 2021, PSSF has made strides in operational efficiency and governance, ensuring your retirement benefits are managed responsibly and securely. We are excited to announce the third annual General Meeting AGM of PSSF, which will take place on Wednesday, 11th December 2024 from 9 a.m. at KICC Nairobi. The AGM will be graced by the Chief Guest, Cabinet Secretary of the National Treasury and Economic Planning, FCPA, Honorable John Badingongo. Watch this event live on KBC Channel 1 as we present the financial statements and key updates. This is your opportunity to learn how your contributions are being managed and invested to secure your future. We encourage you to participate actively, ask questions, share your thoughts, and help shape the future of the Public Service Superannuation Fund. For more details and to confirm your attendance, please visit our website at www.psss.go.ke. PSSF, empowering futures.
you know that as a pension scheme member, you have several rights that protect your